this fall. So Sandra, you've helped us out by pulling out a few of the amazing trends. There's so much out there.
There's so much out there, and I went to Marshall's because, you know, I think sort of much like the winter segment, when we were discussing with trends, it's all over the map. So there really is something for everybody. But I'm going to start with you, Tracy, right at the end, because we're talking about this whole mod influence. And you know what? We've been talking flats for a couple of seasons, but this is the new block heel height. This sort of 2-inch heel height, you know, done with almost the kilty front, the fringe.
I love the kilty front.
And then you're seeing it go into an even higher, but this splayed heel.
That's funky.
And so, you know, it's all about comfort too, right? Because you can walk all day in a shoe like that. But you can even take that whole kilty feeling through to the short boot.
I love that. This is actually my favorite one of all three of them. I love this. So I like the fact that comfort's in. Is it that women are designing shoes now? Like, what's going on?
I think men and women who design shoes are listening to what we want to wear. Now, we talked about the brogue. Okay, so here's some other versions of, you know, you get this lag heel. We're seeing a lot of it there, you know, there. You start to get sort of these cutouts. And we saw it earlier in the black and white one. So, you know, the gasoline finish on the patent. Great to see navy. Navy always are really, especially in the fall, really hard to find.
Why is it so hard to find?
You know, they always used to traditionally think of navy as a spring color, but now we realize that, especially women as they get older, a lot of women find that when they wear black, it's very aging on their skin. So they like to go to navy, which gives them the same slimmer silhouette, but it is less harsh. So we're seeing the footwear to go with it. So just different versions, sort of the monk's, you know, shoe there, beautiful from the menswear trends, loving it in the metallics.
I love the pointy toe.
Okay, the bar strap. We're back to this again. We're back to doing this lovely little beautiful shoe. This one on a particularly fine heel.
That is pretty.
But you know, I just, it's another mood being done in the gray flannel. It dresses it down, but the styling dresses it up.
I think it's a gorgeous shoe.
So it can play day or night.
Yes.
Then we're seeing a lot of the Victorian trend. Okay, so this is where you get into the pointed toe, you get into a lot of textures. We see it here in the dyed pony, but also, we're seeing a lot of it in crushed velvets again.
Oh my gosh, that's so 90s.
Sometimes you get the lacing detail. And although this one doesn't have the exaggerated pointed toe, this reminds me of those high Victorian collars. So sometimes it's about the styling detail that isn't necessarily just from a footwear trend. The quilted leather, again, we're seeing the lag sole, but we get the lacing up the front. And again, this heavier block heel a lot.
So much more comfortable, that heel.
Now, with boots.
Yes.
Because we all know we love our boots, and in Canadian winters, you know, they're a godsend. We've seen so much of the short boot for so long. That's sort of what you were saying. You love that shorter length. But you know, now we have these trousers that remain often to be cropped on the leg. And then skirts, they're all over the map. So this season, really, there's no right or wrong, which is nice for a lot of women, not only from a styling perspective, but referring back to what you were saying earlier. Gee, my calf's a little heavier. How does that work for me? So there is a boot for everybody, slim leg, thicker leg. Now this is probably the biggest new boot trend, and this is that mid-calf boot. May I also tell you, probably the most difficult trend of all to wear.
Sometimes that's just stay away.
Can cut you off. So sometimes I love it when you see these new longer midi length skirts, and if it comes to here and you just get like a flash of skin, just that little bit, that can be lovely, but sometimes worn with a shorter skirt and then maybe a longer length in between. Again, this is where your mirror is your best friend. Play with those lengths in your legs.
And listen to the mirror.
Over the knee.
It's not lying.
It's not lying. Over the knee for sure, flat. Can be turned down cuff. I'm loving to see this again, which is a more feminine version. It's got the beautiful sartorial detailing of that braiding that's very feminine up the outside. It's got that beautiful, very fine sole, very Italian looking, very classic. And I think you're going to see that again with the shorter skirts, so that you can, you know, get a little bit of skin in between.
And I don't think that classic silhouette ever goes anywhere. And I think that, you know, designers understand if you're going to put down, you know, $300, $400, $500 for a pair of boots, you want it to last several seasons.
I think you're
It's not going anywhere. It's always going to be in style.
Now here's a beauty in two different ways. Look at this. This is the same, the short boot in the navy again.
Those are cute.
And this is the taller version. So I just love, again, this is a classic styling, but really beautifully done.
Nice.
And then there you see some of that lace detailing on the back with the block heel.
This
you get
one
the
is just
metallic.
gorgeous.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous
this is a beautiful
boot.
shoe.
And then not to forget the texturing of leather, things like this Bottega weave. You know, you see the marvelous woven leathers, you see the printed leathers, again, gold heel detailing.
Well, hold on there, cowboy.
All right.
Look at those boots.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful boot.
That's a statement boot.
Statement boot.
People will watch you as you're walking out of the room.
And
okay, so these are
again,
great.
the gold.
That's high.
Okay, recessed platform.
Yeah.
So it's just to say there's no right or wrong, and it can change up an outfit. So you can have certainly more than one boot, more than one pair of new shoes. Marshall's had it all, and I could have kept shopping. So that just tells you.
No kidding. It's a great place for that. After the break, we are going to reveal our makeover. Can't wait to see what Mary Jo looks like now. Stay with us.